back to Serenity. My name is Sarah and I talk all about tea here. I'm doing things just a little bit differently today. I'm taking one of my very, very favorite fruit teas. I keep saying trees. I'm thinking about trees. Say that 5 times fast. Very, very favorite fruit teas. Fruit teas. I'm taking one of my very favorite teas of the fruit variety. I obviously can't say the sentence the other way, so we'll just rearrange that. And I'm doing a comparison video on an old blend versus a new blend. And that tea is Mango Fruit Punch. Old versus new. Battle of the teas. Mango Fruit Punch is one of the very, very first fruit teas that I ever tried from DAVIDsTEA. I was not a fruit tea person in the beginning. I thought fruit teas were gross. I don't know why. Back when I was still all about the tea bags and all about the boiling, scalding water that would burn a normal tea, all I would drink was peppermint. Just peppermint tea. But then one day my cousin took me to a DAVIDsTEA store and I saw coffee cake and cotton candy and caramel corn. And I was like, what world is this? So I bought myself a whole bunch of dessert style teas and started getting into loose leaf. At the time, I still poured boiling water onto all of them. I always thought red velvet cake tasted weird, and that was because I was burning it. But once I started getting into loose leaf tea and had kind of been eased into it by the cake style teas, I tried Mango Fruit Punch. And I don't even remember why I tried it. I had like this little tiny bag of tea, and I remember I put it in the cupboard and I didn't try it for a really long time. And then I went and sampled it hot and plain one morning. I don't even remember where I was living. It's been that long. And once I tried it hot and plain, I couldn't believe how flavorful it was. It was so, so delicious. And that was the first time that I had had a fruit tea that didn't disgust me. I started drinking fruit teas and I went back to the store asking for more Mango Fruit Punch, and I had found out that it was only seasonal and it was now no longer in store, so I was very disappointed. But then the following spring, it came back. So this one is a leftover tin from 2019, but the tea in it is not from 2019. It's been refilled a couple times. Back a year and a half ago, they had a really, really good sale on pitcher packs, and they had the old blend of Mango Fruit Punch in that. So I grabbed a whole bunch of pitcher packs, but I'm down to maybe 2. And I think I have one more 50-gram bag of this one that Laura got me at Christmas. She somehow managed to get me the old blend, even though it's been discontinued for a while. It was probably sent by mistake, but I'm not complaining because I love my bright golden Mango Fruit Punch old blend. So, oh man, when I smell it, it just brings me back to memories of renovating my house and being so stressed out. And this was one of the teas that I would like pull out and smell. I know that sounds really weird, but aromatherapy is a thing. And I would just be sitting upstairs in my bedroom that was also my kitchen and my office and everything else. And I would just be like watching The Office, smelling my tea, trying to de-stress, trying not to worry. Renovations are hard. But you can see this tea is really large. So it's a very, very heavy tea. And a very tempting thing about this is to eat the mango pieces out of it because they taste like candy. But I don't know if you're supposed to eat tea, so I don't recommend it. I won't deny that I've done it, but I won't recommend it. So, the new blend came out last summer. From what I read online, they had a shortage on safflower petals or something like that. So they had to reblend the tea so that they could release it again. So this one actually steeps up a slightly different color. This one steeps up bright orange, and this one steeps up kind of like a delicate pink. At least mine did. I've actually only tried this tea once so far, maybe twice. Maybe I've tried the reblend twice. I feel like I tried it right away when I received it at Christmas, because this is from Laura. And I remember not liking it as much, but today is Battle of the Teas. So we're gonna see how I like them old versus new. So this new one is also a very large tea, and I'll show you it up close. So you can see it's a bit more pink than the other one. The other one is very, very, oops, wasting tea. The other one's very yellow. But other than that, the overall visuals are very similar, very large chunks of dried fruit. So, comparatively, let's check out their ingredients and see what they have that are different. So this one has candied pineapple, this one has pineapple, this one has candied mango, this one has mango. I'm assuming candied as well, maybe just not on the label. But then we come to the changes. So this one here has safflower petals, and this one here has beetroot. So that seems to be the only difference in the two of them. Oh man, I just keep getting hit with amazing, amazing smells. Oh, I know, I should zoom up and these up close for both of you at the same time. See, oranger, pinker, oranger, pinker. So smell-wise, you can smell the mango and dried pineapple. This one smells sweeter though, like more fruit punchy rather than mango-y. Yeah, this one definitely has a much sweeter smell to it. They do smell different. Marginally different, but different nonetheless. So, I know a lot of people prefer this one as an iced tea. I rarely drink tea cold. I'm trying to kind of adjust that and have like a glass of cold tea with dinner instead of a glass of cold wine or cold cider because I don't sleep very well. Maybe that's why. My sister is really into cold teas. She does cold steeps like I do, where she sticks it in the fridge overnight. She actually has a Hario cold steeper now too. A lot of people I know have those now. They're pretty awesome. They're really handy little devices to have. I'm going to actually do two different tastings. I'm gonna taste them both hot, and then I'm gonna taste them both cold. It's gonna be pretty magical. But let's grab my glasses and get this tea scooped for our hot tea. So, I've got two clear mugs here. One was actually gifted to me from DAVIDsTEA in a care package. It was a pretty magical day for me. I'll do a nice big heaping scoop. So the new version's going in the one with the darker lid. I think I'm just scoop in half just to make sure they're strong enough for the tasting. Don't want it to be too watery by accident. And then the other one, this one will get the lighter color lid. Although I'm pretty sure we'll be able to visually tell them apart once they start steeping. One scoop and a half. All right, well, I'm gonna go get the water heated and we will cut to watching this tea steep because I'm pretty sure they'll look fairly visually different, which should be really fun. Can't wait to try this. The ingredients on DAVIDsTEA's older blend of mango fruit punch, pineapple, mango, orange peel, safflower petals, strawberries, tangerine, marigold blossoms, and artificial flavoring. The ingredients on DAVIDsTEA's newer version of mango fruit punch and what you can currently still get: candied pineapple, candied mango, orange peel, artificial flavoring, beetroot, strawberries, tangerine, and marigold blossoms. I got my 2 versions of mango fruit punch all steeped up here. I used 200 degrees Fahrenheit water and I steeped them for about 12 minutes each because as you saw, I did them at the exact same time. Show you them up close. So one is very, very yellow, the original blend, and one is very peach, so quite different. I guess I shouldn't say original blend because I'm pretty sure mango fruit punch has been around for quite a while. And if I recall correctly, I've seen pictures from a really old version of the blend that had gigantic chunks of fruit in it instead of the little fruit cubes that these two both have. I wonder what that one was like. I bet you it was good. Smell-wise, let's see. Okay, so the difference in smell is this one has almost a more herby kind of smell to it. I don't know if it's the safflower petals that do that, but definitely smells fruity, but there's some sort of vegetal or herbaceous kind of smell going on with it. Whereas this one is like all fruit. Very, very delicate fruit smell. So they do smell different, not insanely different, but they do smell different. If I was doing a blind taste test where someone just put the tea under my nose to smell, I would ask for this one. This one smells more delightful. Okay, so I'm gonna do a taste test, just hot and plain first. I think I'll start with the original blend here and then we'll try the newer blend. Delicious, as always. Very, very fruity, definite mango in there with kind of oranges. I can taste oranges and definitely something slightly herby. I don't know if that's normal or maybe my blend is just old, I'm not sure, but it has been open for about a year. Now let's try this one. Okay, very different flavor. I would say, very different flavor. This one's more mango with an overlay of oranges and something herbaceous. And this one's more sweet and strawberry and like still mango and pineapple, but the difference between the two is sweeter versus, I don't even know what the right word is. Earthy is not quite right because when I think earthy, I think like a pu'er or something really grounded. But that's kind of the best way that I can kind of think to describe it. Like the flower petals could be doing that, the safflower petals. I don't actually know what they taste like on their own, so maybe that's what's doing it. And I mean, this one has beetroot in it, and beetroot is known to be a sweetener, so maybe that's where the sweetness is coming from. Amazing. They're both good. You know, previously I had been convinced that I liked the old blend, but surprisingly, my vote goes to the new blend, hot and plain. So I also brought out a couple different Campbell's Gold honeys because how can I film a tea tasting without blending in some fancy honey? I'm actually going to do 2 different flavors and kind of enhance the star ingredient in both of these different blends. I'm going to add orange honey to my original blend. I pretty much always add orange honey to this one. I will also drink it totally plain. It's a nice one. And one other way that I like to make mango fruit punch, the old blend, is to actually pair it with Happy Kombucha because Happy Kombucha has some mango in it as well. And I find this pulls out the fruitiness of that tea a little better. And the nice thing about Happy Kombucha is it is a really, really good energizer. So if you need an energizer, which I often do. Okay, so orange honey in that one, and then strawberry honey in this one. I just use a little bit. I don't go heavy on my sweeteners. I just like to enhance it a little bit. Plus, if I was gonna go heavy on sweeteners, I'd probably get like a more generic, cheaper honey. So Campbell's Gold Honey Farm. I'm actually gonna go be picking my sister up some of these and I'm gonna send them to Winnipeg because now that she's so into tea, I'm now excited to get her into pairing honeys with teas. That's pretty exciting for me. Now to try this sweetened, which is a way I often drink it. Okay. The orange honey in this one pulls out all the right notes in this tea. It actually brings the mango more forward somehow. I think because the orange flavoring in the orange honey is very delicate, that it's probably taking that more bold flavor and pushing it forward. Definitely like that one better with honey. Now let's see the strawberry honey with the sweeter version of mango fruit punch. Only okay, I would say. So my vote would actually be hot and plain for the new version and a dash of orange honey for the old version. I feel like this tea was strong enough on its own to not require additional sweetener. So yeah, interesting. Now that I've tried it hot and plain, I'm gonna go grab my cold steep versions for you. Pretty exciting. Got my Hario cold steepers here. Got them both. So you can see, again, yellower, pinker. I know I've praised these cold steepers multiple times on my channel, but I like them so much that I had to go buy a second one for events just like this, where I want to try things 2 different ways and I don't want to have to use a mason jar for one. Old version, new version. Okay. I put these both into the fridge yesterday at about 7 p.m. so they've had a really, really solid steep. I did it the same way I usually do it. I topped it up with hot water first to melt any sugars or anything that needed to be really like infused into the water. And then I topped it up with cold water and I stuck it in the fridge overnight. All right. No sweeteners added, just totally plain. I was interested to see which one would kind of stand up on its own here. So old version first. Smells like juice. Really, really good. Very similar to the hot version, although I would say somehow the cold version actually has a little bit more of a fullness to the flavor. And I'm wondering if that's just because it's steeped for so long. Really nice. Like, I could drink this as a glass of juice in the evening. Now the new version. Definitely more fruity. They both hold really, really true cold versus hot, because sometimes teas can taste quite different cold versus hot. The battle of the teas has been completed, and my vote for this one is visually, I prefer the old blend. I like the brightness of color from the safflower petals. The bright, bright orange makes me think of mangoes. But for flavor, the new blend is what wins for me. I think I like it sweeter. I like the sweetness to it, not having to add anything to it, and it just being perfect on its own. So, cheers to me. I have a whole bunch of tea to drink. I'm actually probably gonna pop some of this back in the fridge and make some tea cocktails with it later. We're having a very, very beautiful weekend. It was supposed to be rainy, so I'm gonna be running out shortly and hanging out with my chickens. They're so cute, getting so big. I hope you enjoyed watching this battle of the teas. Old versus new, yellow versus peachy pink, safflower petal versus beetroot. I definitely enjoyed this experiment. It was really fun to try to find the nuances in the differences. If you've tried mango fruit punch, let me know which one you prefer. Do you like the old blend or do you like the newer blend? If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching.